Hi, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create a Siri-like AI voice assistant using Llama 3 and Groq so you can do things like this one. Hi, I just arrived to Rome and I'm looking for some recommendations. Can you tell me what I should see while I'm in Rome? Let's just jump into the tutorial. So the first thing that you're gonna have to do is get an API key from Groq. And this is completely free, so you just have to go to the link that I'll be providing below. And then once you have that key, copy and protect it. You don't want other people to have that key. And you're gonna need it for later. But let's actually just now try to build the shortcut. So the first thing that you're gonna have to do is once you have that key, you're gonna go into shortcuts. So mine is in Spanish, so that's why it's called atajos, but it should say something like shortcuts, okay? Now, I have here a little video. Well, I'm gonna be explaining how to actually do it. So I'm just gonna play it. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna click in here on this plus sign to create a new shortcut. And in the first action that I want to have is I want to get an input, right, from the user. So in my case, I'm gonna be the one talking, so I'm gonna do dictate test as an action, okay? Now, if you want to type it instead of actually saying it, you will have the option to actually type it, okay? But because for this specific shortcut, I want to actually talk to it, I'm just saying dictate test, okay? And you can add a lot of different actions within here by searching, okay? So the first one was dictate test, and then this input, right, is gonna be our prompt, right? Which, for example, is what is the capital of Spain, right? So that is gonna be our prompt. So we have to set this dictation into a variable, so that the next thing that I'm gonna be doing is select set variable. So it's gonna let it play, and now set variable, and again I'm gonna put the name prompt, and that's gonna be our dictate test, okay? Now once I have that, I'm gonna be searching for a new one, for a new action, which is called text. In here is where we are gonna be putting the API that we have from Groq, okay? Here I just put in a comment like your API goes here, but that's pretty much, you are gonna copy that that key and put it in there, okay? Perfect. So now we have the prompt, now we have the key. Now we also want to set a variable, right, for this API key, right? So we will set variable, and then now I'm gonna be calling it API underscore key, okay? And I'm gonna set it to the text because that's where the API key is gonna be. Now, like I was saying, we have the dictated test, which is our prompt, and the key. So now we can actually make the call, kind of like when you are prompting into ChatGPT, for example, right? Now you need to send it. And actually we are gonna be, we want to obtain it. So the first thing is we are gonna get contents of, and here is gonna be a specific URL, which is gonna make the API call, okay, to Groq. So it's https / api.groq.com, and I think it's something like OpenAI v1 chat. So again, I'm just typing it in, and this is one of the most crucial parts because here is where we are going to be passing our prompts, our API key. So here's where we are going to be passing everything. So I'm going to be clicking on this little arrow in here on the greater sign, and in here you're going to have to provide again a lot of things. So first thing, method, it should not be get, it should be post, right, because we're making a call. And then you're gonna have the option for headers and request body. So in headers, the first thing that we are gonna be needing is content type. So I'm gonna let it play a little bit. So content type, we are gonna write here application/JSON, okay? So that's the first one. Then the next one, what we want to have here is gonna be authorization. And in here we're gonna have a var, and we're gonna pass our actual key. Okay, so as you're seeing me typing there, and then now here you try to look for API key. okay? So that's our header, right? We're passing our key and we have the content type as well. Then the next thing that we're gonna have to do is in the request body, we are gonna have to pick the model. In this case, I'm picking Llama 3 and I'm picking the smaller version because it's faster, but you can pick pretty much anything that Groq allows, okay? So this is the model I'm picking, which is Llama 8B 8192. Then the next thing, I'm clicking on arrow, okay? So I'm adding a new file, array, sorry, not an arrow. And here I'm gonna have messages. And it's an array because it's gonna have a lot of different things, okay? So first thing in here, I'm gonna click on add a field, and I'm also now saying dictionary, okay? Because in this dictionary, I'm gonna be clicking on 0 items now, okay? And in this dictionary, I'm gonna have a couple of things. So the first thing is a text, which is gonna have the role, and you can assign the user role, okay? So that's the first one. And then I'm gonna add a new field, which is gonna be an array, okay? And in this array is gonna have a specific content, okay? I know it's a little tricky, so just try to follow. This is just the way it's set up. So the next thing, when I have done the array, I'm gonna have a dictionary again inside of it. And this is the last step for this one, which is I'm gonna create a text, which will say type text, okay? So type in the key and text in the value. And then I'm gonna do another text. And in here, we're gonna have the text, which is gonna be, and then on the text, I'm gonna have the variable prompt, okay? So again, there is, so it's pretty much array, dictionary, okay? I know it's a little bit messy, but you can stop it and replay it. But then, so that's what it's gonna contain, that is what is gonna be sending the prompt. And then in here, I can, for example, add a number on max tokens. So this number can be how long you want the response to be. So I can just put it, for example, on 350. Sometimes I notice that this is a bit too small, especially for longer requests, so you can add more tokens on here. Then you're gonna have to get a response back. So I'm gonna stop a little bit. So you need to get something, right, from that call. And we need to store it somewhere. So I'm gonna get the value from these contents that I obtained from the URL, right, that we just called, this API call. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting the value, and this is also very specific. So we need to type choices.1. And I don't want to say anything wrong. So messages, perfect. And then I think it's choice. So dot choice. Contents, sorry, choices was at the beginning. So message and then content, perfect. And then that means that we have made the call and now we need to obtain the result. And then lastly, we just need to show the result, right? So in here it will be show and the dictionary value. Perfect, so now we have it. What I'm gonna be doing is actually just changing here the name of the shortcut, okay? I think I put Groq with Llama. And once I have that, I cut it really short because I'm gonna be putting the API key just to show you that it actually works. Perfect. And then I click it, and here it is. I say hello, and the first thing that it's gonna say is if you are gonna allow it. It's not gonna happen every time, just the first time. So if you allow it to actually send these calls, etc. And as you saw, that was the response. So it actually works, right? So a couple of things. You can also make it so your phone, like in the demo, once you tap twice on the back of your phone, it will actually call these shortcuts. So you will just have to go to accessibility, touch, back tap, and I think it's twice back tap or something like that. But anyway, so again, it's simple once you know it. It's just that get contents of URL, the most tricky part, but you can also, instead of dictating text, you can type it, and it's just such a game changer because it's so fast thanks to Groq. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial and it was clear, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.